All right, well, here we are, guys. The first installment of looking at and breaking down some of my favorite plays in the NRL. Now, we're going to start with some plays attacking the try line and in more detail, probably than the short side, attacking the try line. Now, attacking the try line is one of the hardest places to attack. Obviously, at stages, there is only one marker, so there's 12 men in the line, plus the fullback in the line as well. And I feel like it is one of the hardest places to attack, but if you execute well enough, you get a quick enough play the ball, a quick enough ruck, then you can get the plays on that you want to get on, and then you can execute. But it's all about getting that look that you want, and then when you get the look, it's about executing. So today we're going to have a look at some of my favorite plays, and I'm really excited to do this because this is something I've been thinking about doing for quite a long time, and I'm like, how can I get around, trademark and copyright and things like that? Obviously, the NRL are pretty strict on their rights and the broadcast partners. So if I was to use a lot of their plays today or their footage, then my video would get marked as copyright. And that's something I don't want to do. So I'm thinking about ways to get around that, and I've come up with some animation today. So today's just a start. I still feel like I will be able to improve this video process of giving you guys a bit of a look and talking through it. But we're going to start today, and I'd love the feedback. I'd love to hear what you guys think about the whole thing, and then hopefully, we can move on and improve. And if you've guys got any questions about plays you want to see and why they happened, then let me know, and I'll see if I can break them all down. But today, let's get into the first look at some of my favorite plays attacking the try line on the short side. So as we jump straight in to the screen grab here, we're starting here with our play on the short side, more noticeably on the right-hand side of the field. Now, a lot of these plays or these splits have the numbers on the defense, how you need them to be to execute these plays. Now, this split here is obviously there's 1, 2, 3, 4 on the short side. That's the fullback, so he's like a tight sort of A there. One marker, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the open. So this play the ball is a position just outside the right post, and it'd be easy for the defense to solve this. All they could do is just chuck another number on the other side of the ruck. But it doesn't always happen like that. Like, it's easy for teams to, I guess, game plan if they like this play quite often. But everything kind of goes out the window if you get a quick play the ball and a quick ruck. And that's what we're going off in this play, in this moment here. So our play the ball's here. We'll start off with the play. Our back row has come up nice and tight. And what he's going to do is he's going to run a nice tight line inside the opposite back rower straight at the fullback. So it'll be about sitting that fullback. That hooker just takes a slight little step, so you can see as we sort of start to move, his line is just nice and tight in there. Inside the inside shoulder of the back row at the fullback, and that back row will have to sit and have to protect him there. And then as we play on the ball, if that's done well on the inside and held up, comes out the back to the half. That half gets at his opposite half right here, and then the center runs a nice lead inside him, then creating a 2-on-1 on the outside for the fullback and center. Now that catch and pass needs to be an elite catch and pass, because that winger is probably coming up and putting a bit of pressure on that pass. So if we continue to play, both these guys go into the line, pass out the back, and then that 2-on-1 in the corner for the winger to score. So we'll go back, we'll have a look at the start again. Starting positions, that back rower runs a nice tight line inside his back rower, gets it out the back to the halfback. The halfback gets it at the opposition half. Then that center runs a nice line inside his center. And then the 2-on-1 for the fullback out the back. And then that's try time. So some of the teams that run this play really well, the Warriors have always ran this play really well over the past couple of years. I know Sean used to love it. There was a big, excuse me, a big play for them. We used to run it at the Cowboys quite a bit. I mean, most teams run the same plays. It's a copycat league. Everyone runs the same plays. They just add slightly little different variations on the plays. So yeah, it's funny how like one team will do something, then all of a sudden the rest of the teams are doing it. So there we go. Last look at it. There it is, 2-on-1 and try. So we're going to move into the next look now. So same setup, exactly the same personnel in the same positions and the same split. 4 on the short side in defence with that fullback just sort of sitting behind that ruck there. And this time the defence is kind of going to give us a different look. So we may have already run this one time and scored off it. And the next time this is kind of option 2 or a second option on this same shape. So everyone kind of runs the same shapes except our back rower. So keep an eye on our back rower here, and also this 3-man in defence. Now he doesn't feel like, because of the line he ran last time in here, that he can get off his man and then come and help him. So what this 3-man does is he shoots up out of the line at the opposition half to try and stop the play. Now this is what you would do in that instance. So the back rower runs tight, and then as that half shoots out of the line, that back rower then runs like a bit of a drift line, a bit of an overs line. So his line is to come in, look like he's running hard in there, and then all of a sudden just come out and run that drift. So we'll have a look at it again. He comes in, the hooker holds it a tad longer, and then the back rower drifts on his outside shoulder. And then that back rower will probably make a left shoulder tackle, and then it will be up to these guys to pour through. He might just fall through and score, or he might offload to one of these guys. But that's kind of a pre-planned play. So you would have to sort of, at the ruck, it'd be communication between the back rower and the hooker to get that play on, because the half has wanted to shoot out the back and try and stop it. You can see the defensive half, he shot up out of the line to try and stop that, which some halves do, these days, quite a lot. So that's another little look. Option 2 on that play. See the same setup, runs in tight, one last look at it, and then just drifts that little overs line there. So that's called by the hooker. Good hookers will call that if they see that. Back rowers will call that as well. I really like Jeremiah was great at that. Jeremiah Nene, he was great at calling that play off Robbo when we used to play together at the Cows. Now, the third look. So this is the same play, but this is the third option on the same play. So this is why this shape here is one of my favorite plays. And have a look at the start, same setup, and this time that back rower runs his line nice and tight. The defense gets up. Half gets it out the back here. Opposite, the center runs his line here. But this time, the winger is feeling a bit of under pressure because his inside has been held up in here. This time, he makes a defensive decision. So you can see this pass has become a bit of definitely more popular in the last couple of years, for sure. So these guys get into that position there, and that winger comes up and in. And then that opens it up for the half to throw over the top to that winger to score. It's like a bit of a loopy pass, bit of like a floater pass where you kind of just float it up in the air over the top, and then it's scored. Nathan Cleary does this really well. There's a heap of halves that do this really well. I feel like I've seen every half nearly in the game throw this pass. So let's have a look at it again. Back rower holds his opposite back rower. Half gets to the half. Center runs a nice lead. Winger jams this time. He comes up and in because he's like, I need to stop this. And then that half then is able to throw the ball over the top, and then that winger goes through and scores. So one last look at it before we move on. There it is, nice and tight line. Back rower gets out. Boom. Winger comes up. Half's still got the ball in his hand. That's a key. That's a cue, sorry. If I've got the ball and I see the winger jamming up and in and I've still got the ball, then boom, I'm over the top. But if I've still got the ball and he's holding back, he hasn't jammed yet, and then he jams me or he jams on the pass, that's how you would defend that. But if he goes early, it gives me a cue to then boom, play over the top. So really like that. That's another option on the same play. And then the next one is, look, same setup, same play, same personnel, but this time, excuse me, back rower runs his tight line again. Half gets to his opposite half, and that winger, again, has been a tad more aggressive. See how he's up ahead of the line? He wants to come and jam again. And this time, this is a bit of a safer play. And I really like this play. Instead of throwing over the top, which can sometimes be a little bit risky, you'd say, this time it's a bit more of a safer play. That center, instead of running his line here inside his center, he slightly will go in and then out. So let's have a look at it here. Go back just a little bit, gets out, runs his tight line, and then drifts onto his outside shoulder. And you can see this swing has come up and in to try and stop it. Instead of him running his normal line on the inside shoulder here, he changes his line slightly to his out shoulder. Now this opposite center is going to make a left shoulder tackle on his opposite center. And then the aim of the play is to post line pass to the winger. So you can see that center again. Let's have a look at his line. Goes in, boom, changes it there. He's probably going to get contacted there, but then he's got to pass here because this winger has shot up out of the line. So, look, there's a couple of different options on the same play. And then this last option is, I thought I'd just chuck this in as well because, we talk about numbers and spacing. And, look, good fullbacks do a tremendous job at setting the spacing for defensive lines, especially on the try line. I think some of the best in the competition. James Tedesco's by far without the one of the best there is. I think Dylan Edwards does a great job as well. Kalen Ponga this year has been really impressive with his numbers, his splits and his effort at the back to stop tries. Excuse me. And this time, for the sake of the play, we've put an extra man on the short side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instead of the 4 that we had. This time the fullback just moves onto the other side. So look, the same attacking personnel here, but this time, because the numbers are on the short side in defense, we wouldn't take that. That's not a look that we would want because they've defended it either really well, they've previewed it, they've seen we've had success from it before. So then it would be up to this half here to swing down to the other side, because on the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus the fullback, who you wouldn't really count as a number there, but then in attack, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a winger out the back here, 6. But then this is the key. This guy here, the half, he leaves the short side and comes to the open. So he could play here out the back of some shape, get to his man, create an extra man, and then it creates a 3-on-2 out the back here. So it's more about, I guess, the biggest thing is just inside the 10 is trying to play to the numbers and the space. So you want to get the look that you want. It's a very, very tough place to attack. Now, obviously teams do their homework and preview and train for things all week. So that's hard enough to attack them as it is. So it's all about your execution, your power game, your quick play the ball. If you can get quick play the balls and good splits and good numbers and good looks, then that's going to allow you to execute and obviously then be able to run good lines as well. So attacking the try line is one of the hardest places to attack. And I hope you enjoyed today's video because, look, this is the start of something hopefully we can improve on. The animation and the graphics and things like that are something that, look, I really enjoy talking about. There's a stack. I've got so much stuff just up in my brain that I feel like I can talk about. But I kind of wanted to just focus in on that one play in today's video, and we'll move on and progress as the videos go on. But if you enjoyed today's video, please make sure you do subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys on the next episode. Let's go. And lastly, drop us a question. Let me know what you thought of today's video. And also, if there's something you want to see broken down, a play or anything, let me know and I'll get it made up and I'll do a video for you on it. Cheer!